Ev to Phil, July 28, 1941. Dearest Phil, when the car taking you from me once more had barely disappeared, I wearily retraced my steps home. I just about made it, and what a night. I had trouble urinating again. All night long I lay awake because the desire to go was so strong. At intervals the desire became a reality and I was relieved momentarily. This continued from the time I retired until 9 a.m. this morning, when it disappeared as suddenly as it had appeared. It was disgustingly hot all day, and we had a terrific thunder shower this afternoon, which I encountered on my return from the Red Cross, and which incidentally drenched me to page 2, the bone. I arrived at the Red Cross at 2:30 prompt, and learned that Miss Westing, I think it's Mrs., was out on a special mission and would return shortly. About 3/4 of an hour later she appeared. First of all, she turned the affidavits Mrs. Greitzer, Lil, and myself had executed over to me and told me to send them to your commanding officer immediately. I have completed this task. Secondly, she questioned me. Every goddamn thing under the sun, and I had no alternative but to tell her all. Do we have any money whatever? Does Mom have any money in page 3, the bank? Why can't I return to my mother? Why can't I use some of the money? I explained everything fully. I told her I had no one to turn to except her. She wanted a complete list of expenses, which I will give her tomorrow by telephone. I also said that we were in debt to the tune of about $150, which is almost true, believe it or not. She asked me if the apartment was ours or Mom's. I said ours. Mom and your family are living with us. It is necessary for me to meet all expenses. I told her I was, quote, flat broke, unquote, and it had been necessary, page 4, for me to borrow in order to be with her, car fare. All was well until the end, when I asked her, quote, how long, end quote, and, quote, do you think he'll be discharged, end quote. She told me that the draft board, that lousy bunch of bitches, pardon the French, had sent her a very unfavorable letter. What do you think of that? So did I. I was wondering whether or not I should call Mr. Hiley the cause of it all and very nicely explain what has happened, and will the draft board bear with me not letting him know about the letter? Advise me, will you, sweet? Outside of this, everything is okay. She told me that she would be very, page 5, careful about their report when filling out the form. All that is required of her now is to fill out a special form containing all the facts. She cannot make any recommendations. She must merely state facts. When I left the Red Cross, everything seemed useless, hopeless, and black, and I felt so let down. Evidently, the weather was in the same frame of mind. The clouds became as black as coal. Thunder roared furiously, lightning streaked the sky here and there, and then we had the hardest gosh darn downpour that I've been in for a hell of a time. Talk about luck. That word and I just, page 6, can't get together. This may be irrelevant, but Mom gave Marcel $3 for you. Watch the money angle, will you, sweet? I'm sending the letter with the affidavits to Captain Muth at the same time I mail this. You might inquire late tomorrow to make certain that the affidavits have been received if you wish. Actually, this is the real beginning, according to the Red Cross. I've never waded through so much red tape in all my life. What do they want? Blood? Mom is getting about a little at a time. I'm sure that her every wish and breath, as well as mine, are for your return. God cannot fail us. I love you dearly, Ev. Phil to Ev, Monday, July 28th, 7 p.m. My dear Chippy, if this letter doesn't please Ev, attribute it to nervousness. Since my last drew unfavorable comment, I have no confidence in my ability to write becomingly. Perhaps if I start by telling you that the boys congratulated me for my good fortune in being blessed with such a pretty wife, you'll look on further embellishments with less jaundiced eyes. How am I doing? I can understand and condone such remarks because I've noticed that at times you are positively radiant. Last night was one such occasion, and I was immeasurably proud of you, as I always am at such times. We arrived safely after a nice trip at 11:45. Today was so hot that even our usually callous officers were reluctant to drill us. So we spent most of the day sitting under shade trees and concentrated on mopping the perspiration, which threatened to engulf us. In the evening, we had a sudden thunder shower, which cooled things off only temporarily. I keep wondering what transpired at the Red Cross today, and I'm anxiously awaiting tomorrow and your letter. Hope it brings good news. Not much of interest to write today, as it was more or less commonplace. You may find it a happy note if I tell you, sweet, that I have a strong premonition that I'm not destined to spend much more time in the Army. I can clearly see us walking on the red tile linoleum. May the kind fates be good to us, sweet Evelyn, and grant these happy portents actuality. Boy, am I in a good voice tonight? Seriously though, Ev, there are things just as important that you have it in your power to make or break. Your health, which is all important, and your frame of mind, which is, after all, subject to your will. Will you will it, sweet, that these things be as they should? Nothing will mean anything. Page 2. Unless you're healthy enough to enjoy it. Never lose sight of this. Take care of yourself, baby. My love to all. Yours lovingly, Phil.